The air over the Pacific was a canvas of deep, starless blue. At 35,000 feet, Evergreen Airlines Flight 714, a massive Boeing 787 Dreamliner, cruised with the smooth hum of its twin engines. Inside the dim cockpit, Captain Liam McConnell, a veteran pilot with 20,000 hours logged, sat calmly beside his first officer, Zara Khan. 300 souls slept in the cabin behind them, unaware that their calm journey was about to be shattered. At 1:45 a.m., a gentle clunk echoed through the airframe, a subtle metallic cough that was barely perceptible. Liam's eyes immediately darted to the instruments. Zara asked him if he had felt it. Liam confirmed he had and instructed Zara to monitor engine number 2, noting that the oil pressure seemed slightly low. 5 tense minutes passed. Then, the silence was ripped apart by a deafening thundering tear, a sound like a giant machine being ripped from its mounting. Red and yellow caution lights exploded across the dashboard, accompanied by the urgent shriek of the master caution alarm. Engine overheat, pressure low, fire warning. The temperature gauge for engine number 2 plummeted to 0. Number 2 engine failure. No fire indication, but the engine is shutting down. Liam's voice was steady, trained to suppress panic. He immediately initiated the shutdown procedure. The massive jet lurched violently to the left as half its thrust vanished. Zara countered the asymmetric force, struggling to straighten the yoke. Damage control underway, Captain. This is serious. Given our weight and altitude, we are 2 hours out from the nearest continent, Zara stated, her face grim. Liam grabbed his headset. His voice, amplified over the intercom, sounded impossibly calm. He told the passengers that this was their captain speaking and that they had experienced a technical malfunction with the right engine. He assured them the situation was completely under control, but they would be diverting to the nearest airport as a precaution. But Liam knew better. The engine wasn't just malfunctioning, it was destroyed. Operating at half power, the heavy aircraft was steadily losing speed and altitude. Air traffic control soon responded, confirming their location. They informed Liam the nearest major airport was 700 nautical miles away. Liam closed his eyes for a split second, accepting the impossible odds. 714, negative, Liam replied over the radio, his words measured. We don't have the altitude or the fuel. We need a diversion airport. We are on Delta Wing. Zara heard the code and understood. Delta Wing meant total engine failure. They were gliding a disabled jet and needed an emergency landing procedure on whatever patch of solid ground they could reach. Their only hope was the tiny emergency airstrip on Wake Island, hours away. In the cabin, lead flight attendant Aisha gathered her crew. She had heard the captain's announcement but recognized the grim reality behind his calm facade. She took the intercom. She instructed the passengers to prepare for an immediate landing and to don their life vests, reminding them that this was only a precaution. A sense of dread spread quickly, amplified by the sight of the crew preparing the cabin. Back in the cockpit, Liam and Zara fought the controls. The plane was already down to 20,000 feet and dropping fast. We needed at least 10,000 feet more, Captain, Zara warned. We are descending too rapidly. Landing gear, flaps. Everything will rely entirely on the single engine's auxiliary power. Liam's focus narrowed. He was fighting the aerodynamic principles that demanded the plane bank violently toward the dead engine. He was walking a tightrope. He declared that he was setting the plane on a glide path, intending to land with minimal power. He told Zara to focus on the altitude and approach speed to the runway. He knew this would be harder than any dogfight or emergency landing he had ever trained for. In the dark abyss ahead, a faint string of lights appeared, the isolated, lonely emergency runway on Wake Island. Flight 714, the runway is clear, the island's single air traffic controller reported. Crosswind is 15 knots. 714, copied, Liam confirmed, his voice now a low whisper of steel. We are coming in. The crosswind battered the plane, constantly trying to push its heavy, asymmetric bulk off course. Liam leaned all his strength into the rudder pedals, fighting to align the aircraft with the narrow strip of asphalt. In the cabin, Aisha and the crew screamed their final instructions. Brace! Brace! Heads down! Brace! The runway rushed up to meet them. Liam extended the landing gear. The plane shuddered with a heavy thump as the mechanism struggled to deploy. 100 feet. Liam eased the flaps to 20 degrees. 50 feet. The plane began to shake violently. 20 feet. Liam gently pulled back on the yoke, initiating the flare. With a horrifying screech, the wheels touched the asphalt. The plane bounced once, then slammed down hard. Liam immediately engaged the reverse thrust, available only on the working engine, causing the jet to momentarily pull hard to one side. He fought it, screaming with effort until, agonizingly slowly, the massive Boeing 787 rolled to a complete halt just feet from the end of the runway. A profound silence enveloped the cockpit. The alarms were gone. Only the rapid, ragged breathing of Liam and Zara remained. Then, from the cabin, the silence broke into an explosion of cheers, applause, and sobs. People were laughing and crying, hugging one another in disbelief. Aisha appeared in the cockpit doorway, tears streaming down her face, but her eyes shining with pure gratitude. She told the captain he had done it, that all 300 people were alive. Liam slowly allowed a tired smile to cross his face. He simply said that it was his job. Zara shook her head, her voice thick with emotion. She insisted that it wasn't just a job. It was a miracle. Liam O'Connell looked out at the isolated runway, a strip of light in the vast Pacific darkness. He had faced his greatest challenge and won. In saving 300 lives, he found a deep, unshakable sense of peace.